This war did not kill them. It did not end their lives on the battlefield, but it took something far harder to rebuild. Homes that never returned, names that became labels of blame, and futures that collapsed before they ever began. This is not a story of victory or defeat. It is a story of what remained after the war finished destroying everything, before sirens screamed and bombs fell from the sky. Life moved forward as it always had. Women went to work, children played in narrow streets, and families believed tomorrow would look much like today. No one imagined that their world would be destroyed not only by weapons, but by defeat and the stigma that followed it. When war arrived, it did not knock. It came with explosions, fire, and panic. Homes collapsed in minutes. Families were torn apart without farewell. And for those who carried no weapons, war was chaos that could neither be escaped nor resisted. As the tide of war turned, some people lost more than protection. They became the defeated. And with defeat came a new kind of fear. To lose the war was to no longer be seen as ordinary human beings, but as symbols of something to be hated. A home is more than a building. It is memory, safety, and identity. For millions, that home vanished without replacement. What remained were ruins and a single question that echoed endlessly. Where do we go now? When the fighting ended, fear did not leave with it. It lived in every footstep, every knock at the door, and every night without certainty. For many, survival meant constant vigilance, even after the weapons fell silent. War does not always destroy the body. Sometimes it destroys dignity. People were forced to endure treatment they had never imagined, leaving wounds that could not be seen, yet lived on endlessly in memory. Amid the destruction were small moments that changed everything. Soldiers who followed orders, and others who followed conscience. War tested not only physical strength, but the moral limits of humanity itself. For the world, the war was over. For the victims, it continued through nightmares, unearned guilt, and a silence few truly understood. History records dates, battles, and famous names, but often forgets ordinary people. They never appeared in textbooks, yet carried the consequences of war for the rest of their lives. That silence became part of the tragedy itself. Buildings could be rebuilt. Cities could be repaired. But not everything that was destroyed could be restored. For many survivors, life after war became a long process of accepting losses that would never be replaced. Time moved forward, but memory stayed behind. Not to reopen wounds, but to remind us that the price of war is always paid by ordinary people. This war did not kill them, but it destroyed homes, dignity, and futures. It left wounds that were not always visible, yet lasted a lifetime. And perhaps that was the greatest destruction of all.